Hello, Holler Times viewers. Judy Shields here. Today, we're so excited to welcome Tyler Sansom, who is a dynamic pastor, award-winning filmmaker, and national speaker devoted to connecting faith and culture in fresh, meaningful ways. As lead pastor of First Capital Christian Church in, is it Croydon,
Yep.
Indiana? Tyler blends creative storytelling with spiritual insights to inspire and equip others in their faith journey. Hi, Tyler. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Wow, I was very impressed here. It says that you've directed and produced several powerful faith-based films. And folks, the one we're talking about is called Learning You. And what an amazing whew, film. I'm glad I didn't have to interview you right after watching it because I wouldn't have been able to. So I've had some days to like get over the crying and just it's such a powerful movie. So let's kind of talk about that. Learning You. It's inspired by real families of children with special needs. What true to life stories or moments most shaped the film's emotional core?
Yeah, the film actually was written by a gentleman named Jeff Davidson originally, and he wrote it about his profoundly autistic son. So in the movie, the main boy is named Elijah. Jeff's son is also named Elijah.
Oh, wow.
So we actually had real life Elijah on set for a few days and got to interact with him, and it was so much fun. He really does carry around a stuffed white polar bear all the time. And so it's very much about those characters in Jeff's life. But the actual storyline is fictionalized. So they didn't take like a road trip with a real life talking polar bear for Christmas or anything like that.
Oh,
But we tried our best to stay as authentic to not only their story, but we interviewed hundreds of special needs families and tried to just make sure that we're telling a story that's true to life in what they actually go through.
well, next up would be the cast. Amazing cast. Let's talk about how do you guys select that? Was that part of your selection as well?
Yeah. So some of the people are people we've worked with in the past. Many people will recognize Daniel Roebuck
Yeah.
from Law. Well, pick a movie in the last 40 years, and it seems like he makes an
I
appearance in
know.
it. So, one of those character actors that you
Yeah.
might not know his name, but as soon as you see his face, you're like, oh yeah. Um, but I've worked with Dan on several projects. Become a great friend of his, and he actually co-produced the film with us. And so
Oh,
between our connections and his is kind of how we found the cast, which I think knocked it out of the park. I'm really happy with everyone's performances. The parts that were really important to me was getting cast members that had some kind of connection with the autistic community. So John Wells is the lead who plays the dad. He's got a 9-year-old autistic son in real life. So a lot of that performance, which was so emotionally well done, is drawing from his own experiences. Al Snow, who is a WWE wrestler, he plays the bear and kind of steals the show. And he has 3 autistic grandchildren, which is how we got connected with him for this project. Um,
wow.
and then really the only one that didn't have an autistic connection was Caleb, who plays the boy. And he ended up volunteering with Autism Oklahoma for about 6 months before taking on the role. So
I would, I mean, when I watch it, I'm like, okay, they had to have had people that know, or have someone in their family because it was so true to life. That's what was so brilliant and amazing about this movie. It was not like, oh yeah. And knowing that he doesn't have some sort or know someone is very impressive. What a great actor.
well, in that role, when people see the film, they'll understand. But there's sequences where the dad is dreaming that his son is not autistic, and
That's
so
right.
it's such a challenging role to have someone believably play someone with profound autism, and then in an immediate turn of events, play not autistic within the same film. And so we
Oh,
knew that we couldn't hire an autistic actor for that role. We knew we had to hire one for the role of Stefan, the boy in the film. But Elijah couldn't be an autistic actor simply because of the
yeah.
switch there.
Okay.
Um, and so we had to make a hard call and find the exact right actor, and I think Caleb pulled it off really well.
Where did this movie come from? The script and all that.
Yeah, so Jeff Davidson wrote the script. He is actually from our area of the country.
Yeah.
He lives in a little town called Floyd's Knobs, Indiana,
Wow.
and he's been writing for a long time. He's never had anything produced, but he submitted this script through one of our producers named Mark, And
Mhm.
Mark actually has a, profoundly autistic daughter. She's 37 years old, named Julianne. And so when he read the script, he immediately called me and was like, "We at least need to talk about this one," because we get scripts submitted to us quite a bit.
Yeah.
And Mark usually is the one that reads them, but this time it was really it hit home for him. And Mark's the type of guy that if he asks me to do anything, then I'll do it, no questions asked. And so I read the script, fell in love with it, and then we took it to our team and developed it.
So how long did it take in development from reading it? I mean, you had to say, okay, I'm on board. What did it take to bring it to us to film?
It took about a two years total process. So
Oh,
we spent about a year in pre-production, and then we spent 34 days on set, and then post-production after that. So when it comes out in theaters on January 16th, it'll have been right at 2 years.
oh my God. And so is it going to be a nationwide kind of film or will it be selected theaters?
It'll be selected theaters somewhere
Okay.
in that like 200 to 300 theater range. So not a major release, but
Yeah.
not like super small either. So.
Very good. Is this going to be under independent
Y-
filmmaking or
Yeah, yeah, it'll be an
nice?
independent. Yeah, we're definitely an independent little production team. So
Oh, this one is going to, it should be up for an Academy Award. It is
I appreciate that.
so amazing. It's really
Thank you.
great. So back to your wrestler. I mean, what was it like for him to put that that costume on? I,
Uh, Al is such an interesting human in general. The voice that you'll hear in the film of the bear, that's his
yeah,
actual voice.
it is.
So, like if you talk the first time I called him on the phone when we were talking through negotiations, I was like, man, this is the perfect person to play a bear because he already sounds like what I imagine a bear sounding like. And that's just from years and years of yelling in a wrestling ring and all of those stunts that they do.
Yeah.
Uh, he is one of the largest humans that I've ever met, but also like one of those gentle giants. So like
Okay.
when he's not in wrestler mode, he's got these little like John Lennon type glasses, and
No.
he's like a just a grandpa, and I love him to death. But when he put the suit on for the first time, we couldn't stop laughing at him. There was several takes where we just had to pause. But the funniest story from that is we were at in South Carolina shooting all the beach sequences, and it
Okay.
was frigid cold. It was like 30 degrees on the beach down by the
Wow.
water, so cold. And Al made a comment of like everyone laughs at the bear until they want to be in the bear costume because I'm the only warm one here. So
Yeah, folks, you go see this film, you've got to watch the end and the credits. It's a lot of people just want to go. Don't leave. I mean, don't leave till
yeah,
there's nothing on the screen. Then you can leave. It's great. Good. I always like to see all the credits and everything. There's takes a lot of people to make a movie, and I think it's worth staying and watching. So
yeah,
you could at least read some names and see what they all do. That's pretty
yeah.
great. You've said about the film, it's a tribute to parents and caregivers of children with special needs. Um, how does the movie honor that, everyday heroism that viewers might not expect?
It's a twofold kind of thing. It goes
Yeah,
back to the authenticity. So there is no romanticizing autism in this film. It's
yeah,
definitely not in some ways it's not an easy watch, because you
yeah,
get to kind of step into the point of view of a parent and what they have to
mhm,
go through, or a caregiver. But
yeah,
just knowing that that is a 24/7 lifelong commitment for these parents,
yeah,
because in this level of autism that we're portraying with profound autism, they likely will never live away from their parents.
mm,
One of the most harrowing things that we heard on research is one parent actually told us that they pray every day that their kid would die before them, which is the opposite of every other parent I've ever
oh,
heard. But
oh,
their
okay.
rationale was they don't know what's going to happen if they die first because who will take care of their kid? And so we took that
Oh,
mindset and really tried to portray that in the film. So that honors them. The second part of honoring them is we created a nonprofit called ACT, and we are committed to give 100% of our profit to that nonprofit. Um, ACT stands for Awareness, Connection, and Touch. And it's really just a large community of parents and caregivers that we want to love on. So, providing resources for them, providing free counseling for them, training people to provide respite so that they can have like an evening to go on a date or go to the grocery store and they'll know their kids taken care of. And then providing some really cool in-person events, whether that's conferences or we did a like a comedy night for them in our area. But the hopes is that that will be nationwide
yeah. What's their social media, their website?
for ACT.
Yeah, for ACT.
Yeah, we don't have a website launched yet. So we've been doing
Okay.
everything through the movie page because the movie is going to be the launching point for it.
Oh,
And so
nice.
shortly after the film
Congratulations.
comes out, yeah, thanks. Shortly after the film comes out, you'll hear a whole lot more about ACT. We've been guinea pigging it
Okay.
here in our town and in our area.
Oh,
So people here know about it, but nationwide, it'll be big news pretty soon.
oh, cool. Well, we'll make sure, we get your social media and everything up
Cool.
for that as well for your movie. That's great. Let's see. So the story follows a Christmas road trip that intertwines the journeys of two fathers raising autistic sons. What makes this narrative powerful for both special needs families and general audience? Because I did like that because you're seeing this one guy who's all about money and everything. And I don't want to give away things, but all of a sudden I love how it came together, how they, were able to connect. What was that like for you and those that have seen it so far?
One of the important things to me as the director was to make this entertaining for not just special needs families. Um,
Okay.
and a universal truth as parents is that we're constantly learning our children.
Yeah.
My wife and I are a unique case study because we adopted our daughter when she was 17. So we've never raised a small child. We've only raised a
Okay.
teenager. And
Wow.
I felt like for the first like 3 or 4 years, we were constantly learning her. And I think that's a general human truth, though. No matter the
Yeah.
relationship, you're either constantly learning one another or you're stagnant and it's not working. And so we took that kind of mindset and thought, even if you don't have a special needs child, there you can think through a relationship in your life that you need to put effort in to learn them rather than to condemn them. And so even though the two dads in the film and the mom in the film are parents of special needs, I think anyone watching it will be able to relate to that universal truth.
Yeah, not to get off the film, but congratulations. I mean, who wants to adopt a 17-year-old? They're
No
pretty
one.
much, right? I'm like, God bless you for doing that. That's
Thanks. Yeah, we,
great.
we've only fostered teenagers and we adopted our daughter.
Oh,
So
that's wonderful. That's great to hear that there's people out there that will do that because that's pretty tough.
it
Pretty
is
tough.
very tough.
So, you said so tell us about where it was filmed. You mentioned the beach. So what it was like based on Christmas. So where did you guys kind of start from and then where did you kind of end up at?
Mhm. It's a Christmas film in the same sense
Yeah.
that Die Hard is a Christmas film.
Yes.
Like it takes place at Christmas. It is
Yeah.
definitely not. If you're thinking Hallmark Christmas movie, this is not the one for
No.
you. Um,
Good one.
yes. So we actually a few years ago, my wife and I purchased property and we built a like boutique movie studio in our area. So it's got
Nice.
two sound stages, hair and makeup building. It's got 8 buildings on the property. So like
Nice.
everything you can need to make a little film, an independent film. And we filmed almost every interior there. And we
Wow.
actually filmed all the driving scenes there too on
Really?
LED screens. Yeah.
Good
Um,
job.
Thanks. And then we actually took half our crew took a real road trip from Louisville to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So
Wow.
we filmed on the way there all of the like
Okay.
exterior car driving drone shots. And then we filmed for about 9 days in South Carolina and came back and filmed more in the sound stages. So it looks like you're traveling the country, but really it was just in some buildings in Indiana and a beach in South Carolina.
Boy, this isn't your first rodeo, is it?
No, it's not.
It's it looks like that. It looks like the whole thing is at someone's house and just you've done such a great job bringing that all to us and good for saying that it's not a Hallmark, but it could be because it's just got such a great Hallmark story, right?
It's got some heart to it. It's just not the
It definitely
the
yes.
stereotypical like country guy and business girl get together at Christmas kind of thing. So
Exactly. So what is the message, that you want all of our viewers that are gonna, definitely go out and see this film in January, take away from it?
I want people to I want people to not write stories in their heads about other individuals. It's
Okay.
really easy, specifically with kids that are special needs or just really anyone that's different than you,
Yeah.
to make assumptions and kind of like narrate in your mind what you think they are, versus the reality, which is likely
Mhm.
way different than what you're writing in your head. And we do this often with all kinds of people, but it's very easy for us to do this with kids with autism or kids with Down syndrome or things like that because we don't
Yeah.
understand them. So I hope that the takeaway is a challenge for people to be open to learning one another rather than writing this story in their head and just making assumptions and going off of that.
Folks, we are the Hollywood Times, and we are going to make sure that we get this out to the Hollywood people because it doesn't seem like they have as many Hollywood movies that surround themselves with this kind of issue. Because you know, I have quite a few friends and family, and we've been blessed not to. I don't really know anyone that has autism, but I had my two sons struggled from different things it seemed like, and who knows what it was. They may have had dyslexic and different things, but it's a struggle,
Mhm.
to deal with kids that have issues, and you see your character where he, kind of loses it, and you can't help by it. I mean, what he's doing is fun to him, but not so fun to dad. And if you have issues with your spouse, it's got to be so tough. And I think you've done an amazing job bringing this to, if you have someone, friend, family that has a child with autism, it's really a great movie. Make sure you tell them about it too, and it will help you to understand, maybe what they're going through, so that you could talk to them differently,
Yeah.
you know, and stuff. So January 16th, 2026, which is like around the corner, like a month away. It's hard to believe that,
Yes,
isn't it? That's
it really is.
2026. So what do you and your family do for the upcoming holidays?
Yeah, we this is gonna sound so self-righteous, so I don't want it to sound
That's
the way it's going
okay.
to sound, but we eat with our daughter and then we go to the orphanage that we met our daughter at and we spend time with the
Oh,
kids there. So
that's
that's been our
great.
tradition for a while.
Do you dress up really nice, or you dress up kind of casual? How do you guys go when you go to it?
Usually casual because they end
Yeah.
up wanting to play like basketball or dodgeball or something. So hard to do
Yeah.
that in like a suit and tie.
You guys also bring presents? Do you have fundraising for that charity as well?
We don't typically bring presents because they do something called Shop with a Cop. So the local
Oh,
cops do that, but we bring a meal usually and just hang out with them. But we go every week. That just happens to be what we do on Christmas as well.
oh, now your daughter must appreciate that as well.
It's been
Is
really fun to see that full circle moment where she gets to go back and like she cooked for them last year, so that's super exciting.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh, you'll be making a movie about that then, right?
well, we'll see. So,
That sounds good. Will you have anything else to share with us here at the Hollywood Times about your movie?
I don't think so. Everyone go see it if it's in your area on January 16th, and if not, be looking for it on streaming.
All right. We appreciate you taking the time to talk to us here at the Hollywood Times. We will be putting this up on our YouTube channel, the
Okay.
Hollywood Times Official, the interview. And once again, thank you for talking with us. Loved your movie, and we're going to make sure we get the word out there as much as possible. Have
Well, I appreciate that.
a blessed holiday.
Yes, you too. Thank you.
Thank you.